Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised.
Now, here's Loveline.
1-800-LOVE-191. With Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yeah. What does that voice say?
Are you insane?
Pirates Day or something like that? Are you insane?
Are you insane? Yeah. What the hell are you talking about?
I've only heard it 1,700 times.
Yes. But now that you've been gone for 2 days, all of a sudden it's a new experience here.
All right. David Arquette is our guest tonight, from the Scream movies and many others. Like Beautiful Girls, which is a movie, I guess about 3 years old now.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Great.
That was a great movie. It's a good rental for you, Drew. I know you haven't seen anything.
You know what? I was just
nice. It's well written. It's funny.
I've got about 400 good rentals I've got to get to. Really?
Yeah, Drew hasn't seen The Shining yet, everybody. So it's going to be about 15 years before he gets to the Scream series. I got to say, first, before we get on with David and the Rocky Horror, I was going to say picture show, but it's really the Rocky Horror stage show, which is down at the Tiffany. My grandmother left a very disturbing message on my phone machine when I was checking them from Miami. I just got back from Miami.
She thought the show sounded good without you.
No.
Oh.
She heard you talking smack about her grandson while he was in Miami.
I was very...
Ann cited a call where somebody called in, probably a plant, agreed with your hosting alone, and you told her very specifically, in my grandmother's words, where she could write to state her opinion.
I did say that.
And I got to tell you, Granny was all over that. So the point is just because
that's very gratifying for you. Nothing like that has ever happened in your family
right.
before.
Vindication.
That's nice.
Just because I leave town doesn't mean I take my ears with me. You know what I'm saying?
I knew your people would be out there.
All right. David Arquette, on top of the world. We met David, I don't know, it's 2.5 years ago.
Hey, before you go, and by the way,
yeah,
I actually missed you. It's a strange kind of thing when somebody you work with all the time leaves, and you kind of want them to leave, but you miss them when they leave, and you enjoy them gone, but you kind of miss them anyway.
Well, it sucks because you got to work.
But the reason, what was going on in my head, actually, although I made fun of it.
Don't backpedal now,
No,
Drew.
listen, what's going on in my head is I want to do more. I like doing it alone once in a while. It's a nice change-up, and I want him to support that.
You want me?
No, Weatherly.
Oh, okay.
So that was sort of my
him is.
That was sort of my thinking about it.
All right. Now shut Drew's mic off. I've heard enough out of him. David, we had on at least a couple of years ago. He was maybe fresh off the first Scream, doing some art house type movies, but he's really got a career going for himself. Married the beautiful Courtney Cox.
Well, not quite yet, but
I thought you were
engaged.
Oh, you're engaged. Right,
yeah.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
You guys shacked up?
Yeah, definitely.
That's enough. It's not going to get any better than that anyway. Got the band going, doing probably making a mint off these 1-800 collect commercials. Is that the right spot?
No, it's 1-800 ATT.
Oh, call ATT. I don't know.
David Spade doing the other one.
I'm sorry. I don't understand how all this stuff works. I've never made a collect call in my life.
I've tried to do those 10-10 whatever calls.
Doesn't work.
Never works.
Like when I was 9 and I was at the Ice-Capade skating ring in in the May Company Mall and I lost my ride, I think I made a collect call. That was 24 years ago. But apparently there's a lot of college students who work this way. But the thing about those commercials is they work because you get to be you.
Yeah, I guess so. I get to have a good time.
And how did that work, by the way?
They just sort of, I don't know, presented me with this character who was just like kind of obsessed for no reason with AT&T, so it seemed like a fun spot to do it. They didn't take it too seriously, and I guess they were looking for the wacko crowd.
The spot, to me, looks sort of half scripted and half improvised, like you did a bunch of takes and you just went with the fun one.
Yeah. We do get to like have a good time with it. Like they have the specific thing you're supposed to say.
Right.
Then I end up like jumping off the stage, or they set up different things that I could do.
Right. They let you be a little spontaneous because he's with the actress, the one where she whacks you across the face.
Hey man, that's a good story. They had a fly wrangler, like a guy who had a fly on a string.
Really?
Like on a string, and he was like, he'd fly it onto your cheek, and it took a bunch of takes.
That's bizarre.
He'd keep them on ice. He had backups.
He would keep the fly on ice?
He had like his star fly this one's big, this one moves slow, this one can walk, doesn't fly.
Oh, okay. This proves my theory. There's a job for everybody in any
right. This
area.
fly over here specializes in landing on crap and then sitting there for a while.
And really, the fly would land, and then he'd have it on the string, so when she slapped, he'd pull it off because he didn't want to kill his fly, you know? And you legally can't kill the flies.
But what is the life of the fly? I mean, the fly lasts for like 3 days or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, but he's got a great trailer.
But do you ever see, I don't want to go off too far here, but, you know, I'm back, we got to go off for a second. I was eating dinner at a beautiful restaurant in Miami like 2 nights ago. It was just expensive. Fantastic restaurant. But there was a big fly buzzing around the table, but he was sluggish. It was like he'd landed in someone's beer or something. He was slow and he was fat, and he was flying slowly, and eventually one of the guys just took his napkin and just splattered him all over some expensive painting that was behind us. But I thought to myself, once in a while, I see flies flying around that are sort of out of gas, and I think it's the end for them, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, too.
And don't flies just live for like a week?
I think so.
And maybe this one lived 9 days?
But we probably had 900 hours of court date to figure out what you could and couldn't do to him.
Oh, my God. You can't kill a fly on TV?
No, not during the filming of something.
Really? You can kill just...
I don't know.
We're very evolved as a species now.
Here's my whole thing with this.
You can abuse the hell out of your kids. You can't talk about reproductive rights, but you can't kill a fly.
Well, my thing is you should be able to kill whatever it is you would normally kill. Roaches, flies, you know, that sort of thing. The lower food chain things. But let's talk about the Rocky Horror Show.
Great.
This is at the Tiffany Theater, which is on Sunset.
Yeah.
And
Sunset
now,
Los Angeles.
Is this the first live revival of this show in how many years?
No, I'm sure they do it at like high schools and maybe not high schools, but this is the first, I guess, official production. They did one in Europe that toured for a while, in some 80s. But
were you a fan of the movie?
First one in 25 years on Sunset.
Were you a fan of the movie?
A little bit. I sort of studied up on it since I have taken the role, but not really.
How did your name come up for this role? 'Cause he's playing Frankenfurter, which is the monster. He has to run around in his underpants. Oh, more than underpants, really.
Yeah, he's like transvestite.
Right. But I mean, aren't you pissed that they thought of you?
No, actually, I decided to do this gig. My agent just said, you know, this is a weird idea, but they're doing the Rocky Horror again. I thought, wow, that's an interesting, you know, character to play, and just an interesting opportunity to fulfill my cross-dressing fantasies.
Sure. Drew's wearing a thong back right now.
Drew.
Drew doesn't laugh when you tell him stuff like that. He takes everything very seriously. He just scratches his chin. Yeah. Makes a note of it on the way home. David
about
Arquette.
Other ways to get rid of Adam for the weekend.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Chris.
Just kidding.
Chris, you're 18.
Yeah, hi, how you
You're on with David Arquette.
Last night, me and my girlfriend were in our little foreplay session. She asked me to perform oral sex on her. And so I did, and as I got down to that certain region, the smell was so bad that I literally had to get up and throw up.
Really? In front of her?
No, I got up and was able to get to the bathroom and threw up.
Did she know that's what you were doing?
No, I told her I went out to get a drink because my mouth was dry.
Uh-huh.
And
very smooth.
Did you keep going?
No.
And so she must have suspected something when you came back and didn't start there, right?
If she did, she just played along with it.
You know, women do that sexually.
You know, I just want to know how to tell her she needs to clean up a little bit without, you know, having her totally and completely getting butthurt.
Getting
really hurt about it. She gets hurt about, you know.
Well, has this happened before?
No.
You've done it before, right?
It's not happened with her. I mean, I haven't performed oral sex on her before.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Uh-oh.
Well,
that's bad omen. He's 0 for 1.
Wow.
Well, I'm saying if he'd done it a few times and there'd been no problem, then you'd say, oh, well, she has some kind of infection.
Yeah, but then you think, had you been with somebody else? Has he been with somebody else? Does he have the infection and gave it to her? Look, such as it is, you just got to approach it as though it is a medical problem that you want to help her with, something you've noticed.
All right.
and you care about her, and it is a sign of infection. Most commonly just a vaginal infection, not a sexually transmitted disease, though it can be that sometimes.
Yeah. I just came up with an invention.
Oh, yeah?
There should really be a hole in beds. Not too big.
A vomit hole?
Whatever hole. You know what I mean? So many times you need to do stuff in bed, and you're always making a dash for the bathroom. You're coming up a little bit short. Why not just put a hole in there? It's not like you'd fall in. I mean, something the size of a, you take like a 4-inch inner diameter piece of sort of PVC pipe, you put it right in the middle. Now, if it had some padding around it, you could probably sleep on it without any real difficulty. But if you had to take that whiz, even maybe a number 2, a vomit, luging, God knows what's coming from our callers, it could all go down the chute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could include a suction and maybe,
there you go.
combine some different things in there.
Right. It'd be like when they, when they shot the alien out into space. They just release the hatch door and the suction is created and then take out whatever's hanging on it. This is good. It could go right out the house and just tie right into one of the downspouts of the drain on the outside of the house there. What do you think, Drew? Right in the gutter system? Perfect. Draino bed, I call it. I'm telling you, just hole just this big, just right in the middle.
How about bed or drain?
You're not going to fall into that, are you? Just 4 inches around?
No, you're not going to fall into that.
All right. You could sleep with your penis in it. Jen.
Yes.
You're 20.
Yes, I am. Guys, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
And by the way, I want you to know how many days I do that show by myself? 2, 3 days? Not one call like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's bad. That's bad for the ratings. Go ahead, Jen.
Okay, when I was 17, I was in a relationship with a married man, and he was 29 years old. And since then, I've been in about 2 more relationships, and the guys were 36. And actually, no, this was just the other guy that I was talking to was about 40.
Yeah.
And it really just bothers me that I, gravitate towards these really older men. And, I mean, I gravitate towards really bad relationships anyways, but it's just the older men that I'm attracted to now, and I don't understand why.
David would predict you have some issues with your father. Wouldn't you, David?
Yes, I saw that.
And Adam needs a little warm-up here. He's been gone for a couple of days, so go ahead and ask the questions.
Okay, well, yeah, that's really my question.
All right, so when did your dad take off?
My dad, I live with my father. I've lived with my father my entire life.
You must have done something.
Actually, no.
He was never around, workaholic?
No, he's been around. There's a culture gap. He's from South America, and we don't really get along.
He never whacked you?
No. That's the reason why my parents split up. She hit me, but he didn't.
Ah.
Interesting.
Okay.
So, and then you went to live with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
And how old were you?
I was 13 when they split up.
And she was beating on you?
I guess I believe so. She never left bruises. I don't bruise. But she was very physically violent with me.
And he didn't participate in any of this?
No. He pulled her off me a few times.
Oh, wow.
But never. I was spanked once when I was 6, but that was it.
By him. All right, so he was never physically abusive.
No.
And he was around for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But, of course, he didn't rescue her sufficiently from this abusive mom.
Well, no, that's true for the first 13 years. I mean, he was always very verbal about not agreeing with it, and we were always kind of a team against her, which was bad, but
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't understand guys who can't control it. Well, sorry, Drew. I'm sorry, but I know David controls Courtney. Listen, it's all right, and I'm not saying it's about controlling, but listen, if you got a wife who's doing something to your child and you can't figure out a way to get her to stop, it just seems like you're not doing your job. Now, maybe she's full-blown crazy, but why'd you marry her in the first place? And then why'd you wait till you're 13 years before you get a divorce for someone who's inflicting this kind of damage on your offspring?
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that.
All right, but this isn't a typical thing. See, normally when girls are into older guys, it means their dad split on them, or he was just some sort of philandering guy who never showed up. He was off on business all the time, and they're looking for daddy.
Right.
But you don't seem to be looking for daddy.
And that's why it doesn't make sense to me.
What's your dad do for a living?
He's a bus driver. Oh, God.
Yeah, so he's on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But he's home.
He's home, every night.
And he's a loving dad?
Yeah. Very, I would say that he's a bit distant because he had problems with his dad when he was a kid.
See, we're getting it. He couldn't be a loving, attentive father and have you going and chasing 40-year-olds. Got to be something going on.
He really worries about me, and I know he means well. But we really don't get along as people. That sounds kind of lame, but
right.
you know, that's the way that I put it.
All right. Jen, you do a lot of sort of rationalizing on Dad's behalf, right?
I do.
All right. When he opens the front door, does it go? No.
What is that noise?
It's the bus noise.
Ah.
Rode a few trams while I was in Miami.
No.
All right.
All right, well,
So
knock
what's
it
our
off.
answer?
The answer is knock it off.
Oh,
It's bad
okay.
for you.
Can I just say one thing?
No, that's enough.
What? Oh.
Nah, she said enough. Now listen, everybody, if you're going to call the show and say you do something that you don't really want to do, but there's no real history or there's no demons driving you, then knock it off. There was more there with Daddy than she wanted to get into,
Yeah,
I
but
think.
She should be able to knock it off.
Yeah, it's no wholesale abuse.
Knock it off. Yeah, knock
Be
it off.
fine.
Knock it off.
You don't like older guys, do you, David?
Oh, cut it out.
Little trick question there. Angela.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, you're 18. You're on with David Arquette.
Hi.
Hi.
So, my question is I'm 18 years old and I'm dating a 22-year-old, which my parents totally hate. They despise him.
I bet there's more than just the age.
There is.
Oh, imagine that.
I'm his aunt is friends with my mom, and we all go to church together. And my mom and her talk about bad things that he's done in the past, and it kind of makes him seem like he's a bad guy, but deep down he's not.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, deep down, everyone is good.
Yeah.
Hitler, Manson, they're all great guys.
That's right.
Deep down. Way, way, way deep down.
That's right.
But as I say to Drew all the time when he tries to look for the good in everybody, what do I say? Not interested.
Yeah.
You better be. You better not go 2 layers deep before you turn sour.
That and you are what you do. That's what you are.
That's a good point. All you people out there with, and this kills me. And women, when are you going to smarten up with this? Oh, sure he gets drunk. Sure he smacks me around a little. Sure he gambled away the welfare money. Sure he sodomizes the kids.
Well, this is the stuff you
But when you catch him on the right day, he can really be a warm guy.
It's
Listen,
really...
it's your actions. As a matter of fact, I'd like to meet a prick who was a philanthropist.
Yeah.
That's the guy I want to hang with, whose center core is rotten and he's evil, except for all he does is good deeds. Where's that guy, by the way?
Right here, Adam.
David Arquette, everybody.
Thank you.
But it's interesting. Monica Lewinsky's comments, or when you hear her talking to Linda Tripp and all, it's all about that. It's all about this idealization, and that's what women do. They idealize men. They don't look at what they're really doing, and don't listen to what they're really telling them. Don't deal with who they actually are.
Whatever it is you're doing is what you are, and it's what you do, everybody. That's you. That's how you define yourself. If you're boozing, you're an alcoholic. If you're raping, you're a rapist. And then, who cares what the core is? So, Angela?
But he's never done anything to me.
What did he do to other people?
Nothing. He's not a bad person.
Well, what were they talking about?
About a year ago, he had sex with a minor and got in a lot of trouble about it.
That's bad.
Yeah, I know that.
How old was the minor?
16?
Yeah.
He was 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pushing a little. Yeah.
A lot.
And by the way, he was caught that time.
Right.
You have to have sex with a whole platoon of minors before you get busted once. God knows.
But
that's what I hear.
how can I let my parents... I love this guy. I really do. I would do absolutely anything for him.
What's he do for a living? Does he work around metal?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't work.
It doesn't work?
No, he does. He loves working. That's the thing that I like about him.
Where's he work?
He works with an air conditioning company.
Yeah. What are those made out of? Balls of wood?
Metal.
What is he doing? What's he do? Does he install? HVAC guy?
Yeah.
He's crawling around people's attics and underpinnings?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I haven't really...
That's horrible work. He's going nowhere.
He makes good money.
No. He'll gamble. He's going to spend it all on heroin.
No, he's not like that.
All right, Angela. Well, then you're 18. Why don't you move out of the house? Get away from your parents.
Because I'm afraid to.
Why? What are your parents doing? Uh-oh.
I can't really explain it. They
Uh-oh.
scared me.
Who's scaring you?
My parents.
Why?
Because what am I supposed to say? Like, hey, I'm moving out, and then they're like, no, you can't move. That's how my parents are.
Oh, see, my folks made it real convenient. Hey, when are you getting out of the house? Soon? All right, then.
No, my parents aren't like that.
They don't want you to move?
They do, but they don't.
All right, listen. Of course, everyone does, but they don't. Are you in school?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Junior
What,
college.
was that junior college?
No.
What kind?
It's my last year.
High school.
Yeah.
Last year high school.
You should be graduated from college, and you're in high school. This guy is flawed.
Where's he going to, like Free on You or something?
But if he were in, going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is somebody who's in a different place in his life.
All right,
Could be.
Angela, listen. All men are evil except for the ones in this room. That's the first thing you need to know. Second thing, HVAC, heating, air, vent guys, bad guys. They're working around metal. Let me tell you something. That is working around metal. That is nothing but sheet metal. They drag these ducts through the underpinnings and through the attic spaces, and then they go right into those sheet metal collectors.
What do you think it is about the metal? You think it's the gravitational field, the electronic fields created, the free electrons?
I'm going to work it out one day.
Listen, fellas. I see a lot of metal. I see a lot of electricity in this room right here. So before you start pointing fingers, honest workers.
I'm trying to figure out.
The problem is the guy is dating high school girls. That's the problem.
Right. She's deeply in love, and she's not going to listen to folks. Well, maybe she's... Okay, here's our advice, then. Don't get pregnant.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to talk you out of anything. All right, let's sell this, and then we'll go to break. Michael?
Yes.
You're 20. You cheat on your fiancé all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
You want to know if you should break up?
Well,
All right.
I'm not sure, but just first of all, let me say I love the show. I mean, my roommate listens to it all the time.
All right. We're trying to get into a break here, though,
Okay.
Michael. All right. So you're cheating.
Yeah, I sure am.
Okay. See if you can keep your schwanz in your pants for about 4 minutes, all right?
Okay.
We'll take a little break, and we'll be back with Michael's Cheating Ways and David Arquette. Hey there. Hi there, oh there. It's Loveline. Phone number 1-800-OVE-191. Dr. Drew's over there. David Arquette's over here. The Rocky Horror Show. Frankenfurter's the guy that David plays in the show. That's at the Tiffany Theater, and that's now running. Wait, what nights is that running?
It goes Wednesday through Sunday, and there's 2 shows on Friday,
Oh,
2
man.
shows on Saturday.
Ooh, that's a commitment.
Yeah, it is, and I'm doing it through March.
Oh, my goodness.
Through March, not early March.
You got to learn all the lines, or you just wait for the fags out in the audience to scream it out?
You got to learn a lot of lines.
Oh, man. See, that's why I couldn't
Songs and
act.
dances.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
How long did you rehearse before you started?
A few weeks, like 3-4 weeks.
It's amazing. In 4 weeks, people can, learn a musical and
Yeah.
function like a tight unit.
Yeah, well, the process of memorization is such a painful one. It takes such a discipline. I can't do it. I do it, but I want to watch TV and talk on the phone while I study my lines, and then realize I didn't retain anything.
Right.
There must be some kind of tricks, though, isn't there?
Yeah, well,
Be young.
different for different people. I just sort of read it a bunch of times, and I don't know. I like to work off other people, so it sort of makes sense in conversation.
Right.
But there are people that actually have been yelling out at a few shows, and it's different because it's a movie. I mean, they're used to the movie, and this
Right.
is a play, and there are certain talkback lines that work really well, but other ones are kind of vulgar, and just sort of take away from the story.
Well, for those who don't know, because we have some younger listeners. They're out in the Midwest somewhere. Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm sure everyone's aware of the movie with Meatloaf and everybody. And the thing is, it turned into a bit of a cult phenom. And then when they would show the movies at the midnight show on Saturday night, everyone would show up. They'd show up in costumes. They'd throw the rice. They'd squirt water, and they would yell the entire thing out. I mean, in the entire movie. I tried to watch it one time, like in 1981 at a theater in North Hollywood. There's a guy sitting in front of me yelling out the entire movie. I had to leave. It's funny. On the flyer for the Rocky Horror Show at the Tiffany Theater, it says they have a no toast throwing policy, which is not something that's usually, I've read a few of these. I've never seen the toast policy. It says listeners might want to know that because this is a live performance with real actors, they cannot throw toast, rice, or water at the actors. Anyone try anything like that?
Well, they throw it in the audience sometimes.
They just throw it up.
Yeah, they just throw it up.
Now, do you ever break? I mean, like if someone's like yells something out in the audience, you yell "shut up" and then do your line?
Well, we've been doing like little things. Donnie Kerr, who plays Riff Raff, on this Friday's show, he said he was like doing a speech at the end, and he said, "What do you think this is? A movie?" Whatever.
And the audience went ballistic. How many people's that place hold?
99. But there's
Tiffany's a 99-seater?
Yeah.
I thought it was bigger than that.
No, it's pretty small, but it's good. It's a good size.
Here's the thing: the reason all these theaters are 99 seaters, for those of you who are in the theater know here, as soon as they go to 100, they got to pay people, like the actors, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, Michael.
Yeah.
All right, so you're 20.
I sure am.
And you're engaged.
Uh-huh.
And you're doing a lot of cheating.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're, are you in the military?
Yeah, I'm in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you know that?
Well, it says it on the screen.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
And why is it you want to get married? I don't understand. You're 20 years old. You're in the prime of your cheating years. Why do you want to get married?
Well,
You wouldn't be cheating if you weren't engaged.
That's a good point,
Just
Drew.
in the prime years.
That's why we're a hell of a team.
I do love the girl a lot, but it's just I see all these women down here in California.
Well, if you love her,
don't do it to her.
Why would you treat her like this?
I'll tell you the truth, Dr. Drew, I'm not sure.
Well,
all right, but so you're not sure. Isn't that another argument for not getting married?
Yeah, you're exactly right.
How old is she?
She's 21.
And what does she do?
She goes to college right now.
Really?
She's doing stuff too, probably.
It got to be junior college. She doesn't go to a real college, does she?
She goes to a university in North Carolina.
Yeah. Over there, it's like a junior college.
Where are we going on Saturday?
North Carolina.
Where's
South Carolina?
South Carolina?
She doesn't go to. Where are we going to Clemson?
Yeah.
She doesn't go to Clemson, does she?
No, she goes to East Carolina.
All right. Never heard of him. So listen, Michael.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you postpone this wedding?
Okay.
Because believe me, this thing ain't gonna last. And she's off at college, and you're in you guys are both in the. You guys are. I don't know who gets laid more, college students or enlisted men, but both of you are right in your sweet spot. You shouldn't be talking about getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I know what you mean.
Believe me, there'll be others.
All right.
All right, that's the problem. You know, when you're young, you don't think there's gonna be anybody else. You think this is it. The problem is, if you wait too long, like me, you figure, I know there's a whole bunch more. I think you gotta get married somewhere in between. You know, how old are you, David?
I'm 27.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm recently engaged, and
that's perfect.
My advice for anyone who's gonna get into all this business is be honest. Shoot from the hip. Play your cards right. There's no way. No lying anymore. No more cheating. None of that business. Doesn't mix good for a marriage.
There must be some story there. There must be something there, David.
Did you learn a valuable lesson somehow?
No, sir. No.
Oh, look at him on the ropes.
Take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, how's your sister?
We got plenty of time.
Patricia?
She's great.
She was on the television show a couple of years ago, and
she's fabulous.
Very impressive person. I remember she'd worked at Pasadena Planned Parenthood, which I thought was bizarre. That around the time I was working there too.
Oh, really?
That's wild.
Yeah, she's a neat lady.
I ran into Patricia at the Dupars, whatever people called on the Ventura.
Yeah.
With when Hanson came in there. I was telling you that. It was me, Patricia, and Hanson. I thought, wow, 2 celebrities. It was weird. Yeah, and I went over and talked to her about Hanson. Hanson can't come in at once. You know, they got to break them up. One kid comes in, then 10 minutes later the next kid, then 10 minutes later the next kid. Then the first kid's done eating, he's ready to leave by the time the last kid comes in. That's like me and Drew.
Yeah.
Liz.
Yeah.
Except we could go in together.
You're 16.
Hi. I just wanted to say hi to Duty, David Arquette. Oh, my God. I'm nervous.
She called me Duty. That's nice.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
Thank you. No, thanks.
What's your question there, Liz?
I wanted to know if Courtney Cox is pregnant.
No.
Because I've been hearing rumors.
No, she's absolutely not.
Well, where do you live, Liz?
Huh?
Where do you live?
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield. Yeah.
capital
So
of the
what?
world.
Sort of word on the street? I mean, what do you mean you've been hearing rumors?
Well, like on the internet and people that are fans too.
Mm-hmm. They've been talking.
Liz, look, you're at the leading edge. You got it right from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
You went up, called up David.
I think there's still
put that word out.
Some sort of thing out there. If someone gets engaged, like, has to be a pregnancy involved or something. It's, I like that
from
anymore.
the beginning, but you never know.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, wait, I have one more question.
Yeah.
David, were you stoned on Vinyl Justice?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
What was that?
Right.
What is that?
Vinyl Justice. I know what Vinyl Justice is because me and Jimmy went and auditioned for Vinyl Justice.
Oh, right.
And then we'll...
Right.
Now, you want to...
Even if I was, I probably wouldn't have remembered it. No, I'm kidding.
Vinyl Justice is a show. Is it on VH1?
Yeah, it's on VH1.
We went and we went on an audition for this show. Me and my partner,
3 years,
life partner. You know, now it was like 2 years ago. And the way I figured it is, I had a TV show and I had a radio show, and I never auditioned for anything. And that's fine because I never get anything. But I just tell people, you know, my people, listen, if somebody wants me to do something, I'll do it. And if they don't, fine. But I don't want to audition for anything. And I never do, and it seems to have worked out all right. I don't get anything. No one bothers me. So they said, so what they do is they send me on auditions, but they tell me I got the part and that it's not an audition, but they make up a new name for it. It's an evaluation.
Right.
You and 18 other guys. So we showed up to the Vinyl Justice place, and I opened the room, the waiting room, and there was like 15 pathetic guys standing around. And I said, what's everyone here for? And they said, Vinyl Justice. And I said, okay. And we all sat in this room for a half hour, and they never called anybody. So I got everyone rallied up, and I said, listen, guys, listen, you pathetic yellow-bellied actors. They drag you out here, and then they sit you down like pussies. They cut your nuts off, and you sit in these waiting rooms like lemmings waiting to go over the cliff. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a statement, each and every one of us. We're going to salvage our dignity. We're all going to stand up right now, and we're walking out of this place. And they're going to walk out into an empty dressing room. And they're going to be pissed off, but it's going to send a good, strong, loud message. Who's with me? And they all looked at me, and they went, you got a gig, man. That's what they said.
Nice.
So they sat there. So we waited for another 20 minutes, and I wanted to leave it. I don't think Jimmy did, or I can't remember what the hell was going on. But they said, okay, we're doing this Vinyl Justice audition now. So what we did is, I was pissed because we were auditioning. So they said, here's the deal. Go down this hall. We'll all be waiting in this room, and you guys walk in like you're walking into a house. And I said, okay, that's good. So they sat in the room. We shut the door, and we stood out in the hall until some fat woman started walking down the hall. And I said, okay, listen, come here. What? I said, go walk in that door, and we'll shut the door behind you. She said, what for? I said, it'll be real funny. Just go do it. So we opened the door, we pushed her in, and we shut the door. And she was just standing in front of the Vinyl Justice.
and in the infinite wisdom of people evaluating comedy, they didn't get it.
Hey, all you Vinyl Justice people who didn't want me and Jimmy on your show, kiss my ass, you idiots. We got our own show now. Hey, Drut's looking real smart, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So Vinyl Justice came in.
Yeah, we did some show with them.
And they figured out what music. They walk in and they see what you have in your music collection.
Yeah.
Well, what did you have in there?
Oh, just a lot of different junk. Moog Cookbook they talked about, and it's pretty much, we just had a lot of fun and just messed around and talked about my band, Year 2000, and we just sort of joked around a lot of joking.
Yeah. Did they spill the bong or anything, one of the crew guys?
No, sir.
Was that all right?
No, I jumped in the pool, though.
Kara.
Hey.
Hey, you're 18.
Yep.
What's
I
going on?
just want to say I saw you on Letterman.
Oh, thanks.
I liked how you were all, like, high and mighty and just, like, showing off how you're, like, successful now.
Thank you.
It was cool.
Right.
You're the funny guy.
Yeah.
And
Your favorite description.
Drew is, like, more of, like, he inspires me intellectually.
Yeah. Hey, Vinyl Justice guys, I was on Letterman last week. Kiss my ass, you idiots. You idiots. You idiots. Well, we would have done the show, but had to do the audition, didn't we? Couldn't have just signed us up. No, Had to do the audition. Genius. Genius, all of you. Oh, I've not begun. Wait till I'm done. Oh, am I going to laugh? Boy, do I got a long list.
You're too funny. Okay.
All right, so anyway, what do you want?
We got to go to break.
All right, well, what's your question?
I called, like, when I was 15, whenever I lost my virginity, I called you guys' show. I think it was when Rookie Rockman used to be on, but I've been having some problems as far as, like, my sexuality goes and, like, drinking and stuff.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
That's good. So we talked to you 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Uh-oh. Our advice has had a chance to blossom, and I don't think it's turned out to be a rose. David Arquette is here. We will come back and we'll talk to Kara and figure out how things have gone since she lost her virginity.
Loveline.
Hey, what's up? My name is Matthew Lillard, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drizzu.
There's another one of the Scream Boys. David Arquette is here. You know him from both Screams, Dreaming with the Fishes.
Yeah, Dreaming with the Fishes.
Yeah.
John's,
yeah. I saw that. Played a male prostitute.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie.
Yeah. And, like I said, beautiful girls.
Airheads.
There's a good rental. What's never been? Don't bring that up. Never been kissed. Drew Barrymore and you. When's this coming out?
Yeah, I play her brother. It's coming out in March or April.
It must be great to be surprised by when the movies come out. Just don't know, watch Entertainment Tonight, and there you are.
Yeah.
And is that going to be a big movie?
Yeah, I think so. It's really funny. It's got a lot of funny people in it, and it's a good story.
It's funny that Drew Barrymore is turning into sort of the quirky comedy actress. When she was first she was known for her age, really, and then it was her beauty, and then it was the drugs, and then it went back to the beauty. But it's weird that she sort of, I don't know, she's like turning into the Lily Tomlin or something of the late 90s, and it's weird because she's just, good-looking blonde chick who got in the business too early, but she's getting all, is it really, another sort of light comedy or romantic comedy?
Yeah, she takes a lot of shots in this. She plays like this really awkward girl who sort of blossoms throughout the picture. But she dresses really frumpy and looks really funky throughout the movie.
Oh, then she has, yeah.
Then she does that.
That's the Hollywood version of, then the prom rolls around. Believe me, when you're ugly, you're ugly. Like when you're ugly in September, you're just as ugly in May. That's my motto. Drew, remember high school?
Yeah.
You never got blown away by any frumpy chick that showed up at the prom.
No.
Cleaned up.
How about you or me going through high school?
No.
Think about that.
No. I was a load in the 10th grade, and I was when I was a senior, too.
Yeah.
We got to see some of Drew's pictures. Kara, is that picture still up there? We got to show David. What happened?
It's on the internet, certainly.
Mike want to make room for another one of his?
Hello.
All right. Hey, Kara.
Hey.
All right, so you're 18.
Yeah.
You called the show 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago I called. The deal was that I met up with some pro skaters, I guess, or some competition, like in Newport, I guess, somewhere. And we, partied with these people, and I ended up losing my virginity to this guy I didn't even know. He just was, cool because he was, older and hotter, and he was, a skater, just so stupid. And so ever since then, the past 3 years, I've just been, just every guy I've been with, it doesn't mean anything. It's just, I've had no boyfriend. I'm an attractive girl, it's not that. It's just I let myself go, I'll drink, and it's just, I feel sick of myself.
What do you mean you let yourself go? You mean you get drunk at parties and have sex?
It's I crave that uninhibited feeling of just being free, And of course, a lot of girls are like that, but for me, it's
Does that mean blowjob? What is that code for?
I'll give you an example. About last month, I went on this trip, in Reno. We went on a ski trip, and I got really wasted, and I had 10 kamikaze shots. I was gone, and I ended up in this room with 3 guys, and I had sex all 3 of them.
Yeah. All right. Wasn't I talking about that a few minutes ago?
So your dad was an alcoholic?
My dad? No, but I have an uncle that was an alcoholic.
Did he abuse you? No,
and it's I'm a 3.8 student. I go to college, and I have a good family. and everything seemed. I think I crave like that feeling of just like want.
Drew ain't buying it.
Well, you're an alcoholic, Cara, I suspect. Okay.
No.
I suspect, and that feeling of thrill.
Sure, 10 kamikazes is not making an alcoholic. I'm sure she's all of 118 pounds.
Like last month, like a couple months ago, I went to the hospital for drinking too much vodka.
All right.
Okay,
That's virtually true. Not everybody who has to get their stomach pumped
But I
because
think
of that alcohol.
the funny thing is,
he loves to hang a label on you. Just because you blacked out and have a handful of 502s and been in the emergency room a time or two because you defecated on your roommate's coffee table and had to be campus security had to be called does not make you an alcoholic, Drew.
I'm not. Seriously, I'm not.
I know. I'm with you.
Cara, how do you define alcoholism?
I define alcohol someone who like wakes up at noon and like has a drink.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is not. Absolutely not.
I didn't know that.
Being taken to the emergency room,
alcoholic
Cara,
is somebody who uses alcohol in the face of consequences. And
like no matter what may happen, I'll have it anyway.
That's right.
No. Meaning you know that when you go to a party and you get drunk, you get into trouble.
Yeah, I get
But shut up. You're going to go to the party and get drunk again next weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
That's alcoholism. That defines it.
And then why is this whole sex thing?
Well, the sex can fill the void the same way that alcohol does.
I just feel like
yeah, but it's the thrill you need, that thrill and all that.
Like last night, I went to a party with my cousin. We were all sitting on the couch with a bunch of guys, and I was letting some guy finger me in front of like all these people. It's like why I'm like.
Well, there's more going on here than just the alcoholism, though, Cara.
You getting horny, David? No. Yeah, me neither.
There's more going on.
That's sad.
That's bad.
I still think somebody did something to you.
No, okay, to be honest, I'm not going to say I've had perfect, like, emotionally parents. Like, my dad's, like, the kind of, like, he's hammers me about, like, education every day. And it's, like, kind of pressure.
No, Drew, that's just what Drew does at home.
But, I mean, it helps. I'm an A student. But I want to know, tell me, what can I do to kind of turn my life around?
Well, let's stop boozing. There you go.
Cara, it is not going to, whatever you need to do, it is not going to be easy.
And don't call us and argue with us, Cara.
I'm not.
We're telling you.
I like you, Adam. I watch your show on MTV.
But here's what you need.
About that crap.
Leave her on there. Here's what you need.
I'm not hanging up on her.
Here's what you need, Cara. Listen.
Would you talk to her? I just put her on hold.
How can I talk to her if she's not there?
I'll answer for her. Go ahead.
She doesn't want to do this. She doesn't want to hear this. She's going to dismiss it. And that's why we have to get to her on this, that she has to get into recovery.
Right.
She doesn't get into recovery. This is not going to stop. There is more going on here than just alcoholism, but the treatment of her alcoholism could help deal with some of these other issues of her self-worth,
yes.
ability to sustain herself in intimacy.
Yes.
All that would get better in real recovery. And if you really want to get better, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of work. This business, this track you're on, is not going to stop spontaneously. It's not even going to stop because you want it to. It's going to keep mounting, keep getting worse.
All right. But you're 18. Meanwhile, I've been drunk every day for like the last 4 or 5 days. Drunk. I mean drunk. All day.
Nice. You've been quite the ambassador for our show. I appreciate it.
I was
that.
drunk on 2 planes today. I got drunk on the connecting flight and on the flight home.
Connecting flight?
I mean, I had a flight that went from Miami to Austin.
Oh.
I got drunk. And then I went from
did you get fingered?
Austin.
Sorry.
You know what? I can't tell for sure, but I don't I hope so.
You hope so.
No, I got this whole Bloody Mary red wine thing I do.
We going first class?
Hell yes.
Of course.
I'll never get drunk, and it cost me $40 to get drunk in Coach. And I ate 2 things of those warmed nuts. You know what I'm talking about.
Did they have the pistachios in it?
Oh, yeah. That was good. You know what was weird? All right, we're going to take this call, but you know what was really
David
weird?
has to leave at the top of this hour.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
And is Ann going to tell me she told me that?
Yes.
Okay. And she didn't.
Well,
she told you to tell me.
How did I know?
She said something to you.
She said it right in front of us.
No, she said it to Drew. Right. Drew didn't say anything to me. So, David.
I don't have to.
You don't have to. He's not going anywhere. Listen, I'm on the airplane, and I love these nuts.
David,
that's a little too personal.
You know what
David's
I'm talking
going to
about.
kill himself at the end of this story, let alone leave.
When you fly American, you get this little cup of warmed nuts. And I love these nuts. Right. Thanks, son. And there's no peanuts in any of them. They're all the good ones. The
Brazil nuts,
macadamia, beautiful.
Yeah.
Cashews,
almonds.
Beautiful. And I'm starving. So I immediately just woof down my nuts. Okay? And I suck up a couple Bloody Marys, and I'm drunk now. Now, there's a fat guy sitting next to me who's passed out. He's asleep, and his nuts are sitting right next to his leg. And I'm staring at his little booty of nuts, his nut booty, and I'm saying,
Play that back, please.
I got to get my hands on those nuts.
Staring at his little booty?
And I'm thinking, he's drunk, he's passed out, but I know he's going to wake up the second I slide my hand over there.
Play that back, please.
I got to get my hands. All right.
Get it.
All right. So anyway, he woke up just a second before I had talked myself into reaching over there. Then I'd ask for more.
Why didn't you do what you do to your the person sitting next to you normally, which is just start talking to him?
I don't talk to anybody but you, Drew. I don't talk to
my ear is still raw from the travel we've... Oh, that's going to start.
The ghost of Vince Lombardi could be next, but I wouldn't talk to him. Only Drew I talk to because he does those Scantron tests, and that's why I want to talk to him. All right, David Arquette is here. Chris is who we're going to talk to when we come back. He's he has a question for Dave about the Rocky Horror Show, and we'll get to that after this.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. The phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back. I know you want these nuts.
It's the Loveline. David Arquette is our guest tonight. We're going to take a little 10-second station identification break here, like we always do at the top of the hour, and we'll be back with more Loveline in 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station.
Illegal broadcasters.
92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.
It is Loveline. David Arquette is here. The Rocky Horror Show is the name of the play he's doing at the Tiffany, which is on Sunset, just off of La Cienega. You can get those tickets. It's shows Wednesday through Sunday, and there's 2 shows on Saturday?
On Friday and Saturday.
Oh. How long is the show?
It's like an hour and 25 minutes, 20 minutes.
Does it take you a long time to get in a get-up?
Yeah, it actually does. It takes like an hour and a half.
Do you just stay in the get-up when you do 2 shows?
Yeah.
Put a
That's the
bathrobe
easier
on, or you
part.
just walk around in the get-up?
No, I just sort of wait for the next show. It's bad.
And what is the get-up? Fishnets?
The get-up is fishnets. Well, no, I do take those off. I put a robe on, sweatpants, but I have to keep this makeup on. There's a lot of makeup involved.
Right.
And high heels. And
Yeah,
everything.
because you're playing the transvestite. Hold on a second. Chris?
Yeah.
Chris, you got a question for David?
Yeah, actually, you're doing the Rocky Horror Show. Are you getting into it?
Yeah,
You
actually,
need your own show, Chris.
Are people throwing out some good lines?
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. There's some lines that work better than others.
Yeah, it's like interactive theater. It's something else.
Are you a big fan of the Rocky Horror?
I saw it in college, and on Halloween, everybody just dresses up, and, it's a good time to be a freak, I guess.
Yeah.
Just kind of let it all hang out.
You have a question for David?
Actually, who did you say was playing Riff Raff?
Donnie Kerr.
Donnie Kerr. I'm not familiar with him.
I think we had the original Riff Raff in here a couple of years ago.
He did. Richard O'Brien. He actually wrote the original that they made the movie out of.
Right.
He played the Riff Raff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good hunchback.
Yeah. He's not... I didn't fall in love with him that night. I found him to be just a little bit pompous. Didn't you, Drew? Do you remember him?
I barely remember. I remember that feeling.
Yes.
It's like
He's from England. He's an
like the
actor.
4th highest grossing movie of all time.
I know, but it's still a mediocre to crappy movie. I mean, just because he got lucky doesn't mean he needs to be an a-hole about it.
No, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic because people got stoned and made it a classic.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just something completely different from the... I mean, there's no movie like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Chris, have you got your sinuses packed or something?
I got a stuffed up nose, as a matter of fact.
Man.
Is that a problem?
Well, it just sounds terrible.
Hey, you sound like me. It's annoying.
Worse than you. That's what,
Really?
Yeah.
When you say sinus is packed, you mean like when they do nose surgery and they shove cotton up there?
That's what people sound like when they have their nose packed.
Huh, he ain't getting an ounce of air through there. All right, Tom.
Yes, sir.
You're 32.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Dr. Drew, you're a benefit to all mankind.
Thank you.
Get back. I called you tonight because you said something earlier. There's a caller about carpet munching and flavors and whatnot. I believe that all women have a different scent or flavor, and you're drawn to that just by reality, who you are and who they are.
Tom. This guy was so blown away that he got up and vomited and couldn't continue.
Well, I vomited too, but not because of the actual...
Right. Well, yes, that was Jägermeister, but the point is he was sober when he went down there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Tom, what's your question?
Why else would you go down there?
What's your question?
My question is, actually, I called in because about 6 weeks ago, Adam, and I saw you on Letterman. You were beautiful. Not anything like I expected you in reality.
Thank you.
About the Navajo Indians, or the Navajo population in general, and alcohol being in their bloodstreams. And
right. Drew calls it firewater.
Firewater. Well,
Tom, hold on. Are you a drunk Indian yourself?
I can talk Indian.
Are you really?
I'm German. Schwartz is my name.
You only need about 25% North American Indian to get the gene for alcoholism. So if you had a grandparent who was a Native American, then you can get the gene pretty easily for alcoholism.
I beg to differ that. Well, I have friends that are half white.
Hold on a second. It's always bad when you try to make your point about not having an alcoholic gene and you slur. You know what I mean? It's like when you say, Ozifer, I was not drink. I only sixed up a pick-pack. Yeah, it's kind of, it hurts the argument. It doesn't destroy it, Tom, but it hurts it.
No,
now go ahead.
Reality is, I was a Grand Canyon River guide for 12 years. They say they're going to blow up Glen Canyon Dam, take it out.
Right.
We only had a 200-year expectancy anyway. Larry Stevenson, the head of the project, is in charge of some native fish down there that only can live in a...
Tom, you're not making a lot of sense right now.
Tom, maybe your question is a peyote question.
Exactly. You hit it right on the head there, Adam. There's a fifth dimension they believe they can walk through. And I want to ask Dr. Drew, is this real? Or I have done peyote 3 times, and the 2 times nothing happened. But one time we put probably a half a sandwich baggie full of dried chips into a peanut butter type sandwich and tried to eat it. And
Tom, I want to party with you in the desert. Could you imagine being out with Tom in the desert on peyote?
Well, no, yeah.
What is that? I'd kill myself.
I've done it.
Chasing around Jim Morrison's ghost. Dry humping a cactus. Oh, my God. All right, Tom, listen to me. Do you have any kids?
No, sir, I don't.
Good. All right, let's keep it that way. Okay?
Well, you too, by the looks of your genetics.
All right, listen. Listen,
that goes
buddy.
without saying.
Yeah, I don't need any little monobrows running. Isn't that true, Drew?
Like that.
Nancy.
Hi.
Seriously, could you imagine being high on peyote with Tom?
No.
No, not really.
All right.
But maybe we have me helping people stop the habit of abusing hallucinogens.
Oh, yeah.
And he did
Just
have
one
a
experience
point
with
about
Tom.
He did have a point about the dam. Just kidding.
And the fish.
Yeah, in the fifth dimension. I guess he was a big fan of the 60s music. Nancy.
Yeah.
All right, so what's going on?
Okay, well, I guess my question's pretty boring, but I wanted to get my tongue pierced, and I was wondering if Dr. Drew could kind of give me an idea about what could go wrong or what the risks are of that.
I've seen several infected tongue piercings, and they're fairly nasty.
Is there anything that would make me more likely to get it infected? I mean, if I didn't keep it clean.
Not following the directions that they give you after the procedure is done. My gravest concern about the tongue pierce is that the lingular artery runs right through there. And all you got to do is nick a small artery, and your tongue will be the size of a softball in a few moments. And you won't be able to breathe.
Why, because it'll bleed inside of the tongue?
Yeah.
And just swell up?
It's a high-pressure system. If you violate an arterial system, it gets into the soft tissue fast. And that I've not read any reports of that happening, but that's always my most serious concern.
Right.
The piercers claim they see the artery, they localize it, and they get past it.
Don't they? Did they do a flashlight thing on it?
Yeah, as I recall. Maybe we saw that.
Right. Can they really tell from just a flashlight?
They claim they can. I don't understand how they can because surgeons can't. So I understand, but so be it.
Hey, Nancy.
Yeah.
Why do you need the piercing?
I like the way it looks.
All right.
And you're bored.
And you're bored with your mouth?
Not really. Well, it's kind of addicting. I got my nose pierced in August,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, I don't know, so I kind of feel like I want to get something else pierced.
Why is it addicting?
I don't know, I thought it was really fun.
The procedure was fun.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't hurt very much.
Why don't you just have one of your friends hit you with a coat hanger or something?
I don't really think that would be the same effect.
Not the same rush?
No, not really. No.
Yeah. Did anybody ever abuse you?
Not that I know of, no.
No?
No.
Maybe a little?
Well, just,
Sprinkling?
spanking and stuff like that when you were kids.
That's enough.
Yeah, we usually the people, David, that want to get a rush out of some sort of assault on their body, which this piercing is. Believe we've seen it. No anesthetic. They just poke that spear right through that tongue. I mean, listen, if I bite my tongue, I'm not right for 3 weeks. I have to go. I have to check myself into the intensive care unit. So I couldn't imagine having that spear pushed through it. And so to me, there's some.
And we've been talking about people. The vast majority of the ones that are certainly into it the way you are have been abused.
Oh, well, I think you'd be surprised. I'm pretty normal.
Yeah.
We're not saying you're not normal. We're just saying that somebody whacked you around, and this is your way of acting that history out.
Okay.
Your dad whack you around a little?
Mostly my mom. I don't know if I'd call it whacking.
What was she doing?
She would, just hit me sometimes.
I don't call that whacking, but he just hit it.
Well, yeah. But I don't know if that's any more.
True. Get the dictionary and look up whacking.
Yeah, well, there's a whack scale in there, I said.
I think it's just a look under hitting, by the way.
Oh, okay.
All right, Nancy.
Yeah.
So speaking of whacking, I am way behind. I've been out of town. You've been
drunk.
Sharing the same room with a guy.
They put you in the same room with Jimmy?
I stuffed. Because I piled on late, and the whole city was closed down, so we were shacked up in the same bed and everything.
Oh,
so
how did you manage?
It wasn't easy.
Porn was within your reach.
Thank God. I have I'm like a ninja. I can actually gravitate 3 inches off the bed and masturbate, so it doesn't move the bed around.
Are you going to have those nuts?
And let me tell you, I was watching scrambled porn for a while in Florida. I'm ready to move to Florida for the scrambled porn.
Oh, it's good?
It was hardcore porn. Hardcore.
Why was it scrambled?
Why was it scrambled?
You were in a hotel room, I assume.
I know. I couldn't figure out how to get the pay-per-view rigs. I can't pay for that stuff. But the point is the scrambled stuff was good. Really good. And you know what? I wish they wouldn't scramble the non-sexual parts of the movie. To clean those up. Get a good look at the actors and actresses. There's nothing going on. They're in the kitchen. The guy just got done delivering something. You know what I mean? She's sitting up on the counter in a pair of pumps. They ought to de-scramble that part just to sort of suck you in, pardon the pun. Yeah, I like to see who's who. Because once in a while, in the scrambled version, you think you're focusing on something. It turns out to be something else. You know what I mean? Then you feel dirty. Right, Drew?
I'm just amazed you survived. You didn't explode or something. You didn't have to go.
Oh, I got a couple off, but I'm way behind. Way behind.
But without your porn,
without my porn.
Oh, didn't you go buy a video or something?
No.
Oh, man.
No,
Adam.
I don't know. I was drunk.
Oh, this is all for the love of Jimmy.
Yeah,
this is.
I didn't want to do it. Destroy the altar. This was a king size bed. Melissa, you're 22.
Hi. First of all, I got to say you two are the greatest.
Thanks.
You two are just awesome. And okay, I met this guy, and we were kind of hanging out. I don't trust
Melissa by her voice. Do you? Drew? You getting anything off her voice?
Something, but I'm nothing overt.
Okay. You a stripper?
What?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, so you met this guy.
Okay, I met this guy, and we started hanging out, and it's one of those relationships where you're not together, but it's not right to date somebody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he was always calling me, and he was always like, let's go out this weekend. Kind of seemed like he liked me more.
Mm-hmm.
And then Christmas came, and he bought me this big, expensive sweater, and then he went away on vacation. And he hadn't called me for like 3 days. He said he'd call me the first day. So I told one of my friends, I was like, if he calls, I'm just not even going to pick it up. It's been a month, and he hasn't really said he wanted to get together, and he hasn't called me, so I'm just not going to pick it up. Well, it got back to him, and while he was on vacation, he called me, and he's like, well, he left a message, and he said, well, this is me. I can't believe you're not picking it up. I guess let's talk about it when we get home. And I knew he got home, and I called him, and I said, what's going on? And he goes, well, I can't believe you said that. Why'd you do that to me? I really liked you.
Are you following this?
Yeah, sort of. I'm only sort of interested. All right, so, Melissa?
Yeah.
Why was he alarmed that you couldn't believe that he did that to you, or you did that to him when he hadn't been calling?
He's like, I thought, I've liked you more than anybody else, and I told him, I didn't mean it and stuff. And
well, wait a minute. Then you say, well, you dropped the ball, buddy. We were having a relationship here, and you stopped calling.
That's kind of what I figured. And he's just like, I got a lot going on. I think we should just be friends. And it's been a month, and he's like, if I call you, we still hang out? And I was like, I don't know.
No, he's testing the waters for a maintenance relationship there.
He's looking.
No. This is not a good guy.
Once he gets you a service agreement.
Right. No. Forget about this guy.
But he has...
Melissa?
He has a whole bunch of my stuff.
How do I get it. Go get it.
I don't want to call him, then he's going to think that I like him or something.
No, believe me.
That guy.
I've had many a woman call me, come get her crap, and I never thought for a second she liked me. I could tell by the way she hurried out and slammed the door behind her and then never called again.
Yeah, no, Melissa, don't worry. But do not believe anything he says. Be very cautious about this guy.
No, Melissa, you're still into this guy in a pretty big way.
And he is trying to take advantage of that. He is taking advantage of that.
So, do you know why I did it? Why? Because he seemed like he was just like totally, everything was perfect the night before he left. He
because it wasn't.
Poor women always sit around trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
Why? He's an idiot.
Because.
Listen, I just got back from Miami. I saw 35,000 guys out there that just looked like one big penis to me. It really did. Just way too much crap in their hair, smelling of Polo. Just got done doing push-ups in their hotel room, and they're out wearing some tight-fitting net shirt. And you chicks are just stupid enough to go for it, aren't you? You certainly are.
He was different, though.
No, he wasn't.
Different.
Maybe he was, but he's not behaving different. And he look, what I dislike most about this guy is he's fishing to take advantage of your feelings. He's looking for a maintenance sexual relationship here when he has no feelings for you. And guys do that. They aren't taught to understand what women are going through in these relationships, and I suspect, don't care a lot of the time. It's bad.
David, who taught you to be a good man in a relationship?
I'm not exactly sure. My sister.
So I'm just kind of screwed. I should just call him and get my shit back.
Yes, absolutely. You're not screwed, but this is what reality is. It's over. Get your stuff.
Yeah, see, David, you grew up, well, let's see, we have two sisters, right?
Yeah.
And they probably kept you in line.
Yeah, they did.
And let you get away with too much?
No. Patricia was always telling me, this is how girls want to be treated, and this and that and that.
Right. Yeah. Did your sister ever tell you?
No.
They didn't tell you anything.
Did yours?
Well, actually, your sister just said, stay out of my underwear drawer. Is that the only thing she said?
Don't wear that.
My sister flew the coop when she was 15, so it's like we didn't get into discussions about what I should do and what I shouldn't. My whole family never had a discussion about relationships.
And I was gone by the time she was 12. So.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. She's younger, right? So David's the only one who knows anything. Lance.
Yes.
You're 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
All right. I've been going out with this girl for about a month, and she's like, oh, I want to move in with you, and I want you to have my kid and everything. And, I'm too young to have financially...
Lance, you're 17.
Yeah.
How nutty a situation is this?
Well, she's, 17 too, and...
Do you live by yourself?
No, I live with my parents.
She's going to move in with you and your parents?
Yeah.
How bizarre is that?
It's really bizarre.
That's bizarre. Forget it.
Yeah.
Put a stop to it. It's bizarre. Tell her. Bizarre.
Yeah, but it's trim every night.
That's what he's.
That's in-house trim.
I understand that's what he's ruminating about here, but it's bizarre.
That's not drive your moped across town trim. That's in-house. It's like a musician having a studio in his garage. You know, you don't have to go anywhere.
This is, ladies, listen carefully. This is insight into the 17-year-old male's mind.
Yeah.
Adam's giving you a brief glimpse of the truth.
Well, I do on a nightly basis because that's the evolution of my mind. Lance?
Yeah.
She must come from some trouble that she's thinking about shacking up with you and having a kid at 17, right?
Yeah, she said, her parents are, way out there and everything.
They're drug addicts?
and she can't handle it anymore, and she wants to take it out.
She needs a hostage. She needs a rescue, a life preserver.
Lance, out there's quite a euphemism for her parents. I mean, her parents are at least alcoholics and drug addicts, at least, and God knows they may be more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 17-year-old girls who want to have a kid and move out with other families means there's a lot going on at home that's not good.
Yeah.
All right. Don't get sucked into that, Lance. Why don't you just try to help her as a friend?
Okay.
All right, and just like a sprinkling of humping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lance, I'm telling you, one day you'll know. You'll understand why you're getting in her pants. It's because someone else got there. Like some older biker buddy of Dad's.
When she was 11.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, her mom and dad are bikers.
Perfect. Listen, why do they allow bikers to have kids? And why you know what I understand about bikers? Since when does your transportation create your life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you got a motorcycle. Big deal.
Yeah.
Ride the goddamn motorcycle. Why do you got to turn it into a lifestyle? I don't understand that. I don't build a life around my car.
It's more than life. It's an identity.
It's an identity. Yeah, it's like, Drew, you need some kind of BMW outfit. You need like a jumpsuit that says BMW on it.
Special hairdo and facial hair.
Yeah, you need some, I don't know.
Change my body habitus.
They used to chain on the wallet, but you're going to have like something holding your wallet to you. You have to have special shoes and apparel.
Only
you
certain
need
kinds of
markings, certain kinds of women. I mean,
certain kinds of housing.
Listen, you jackasses, ride the goddamn motorcycle if you like it so much. I don't need to know about it. Why do you have to advertise? These guys have got a beard like Santa Claus, a gut hanging out of them, big leather vest everywhere. Oh, I'm a biker. Big deal. Take care of your kids, for Christ's sake. Jesus. I like to fly those model airplanes, but I don't see me wearing like a pilot outfit around everywhere.
Fire suit.
Fire suit. And like some aviator glasses, like a scarf that's perpetually blowing behind me. Just ride your motorcycle. Don't make a lifestyle. And listen, and that goes for all of you. You surfers, you bikers, you lowriders, you homos, all of you. Don't make a whole... I don't want to know what you're doing. You want to blow a guy? Blow him. You don't have to get an outfit for blowing a guy. You hear me? You surfers, I don't need you walking around barefoot everywhere with your stinking puka shells on. You bikers, get yourself a nice shirt with a collar and button it up every once in a while. You lesbians, let your hair grow out and throw away the sandals for 5 minutes. Stop advertising, all of you. Did you turn that crap down? I can't hear myself rant. My point is I don't want to know what you are. Keep it to yourself.
I didn't know lesbians wore sandals.
Oh, yeah.
That's the telltale sign.
And you shut up. You turn that down. And you rock and roll guys? Oh, yeah, look at you. You got a nice hoop in your ear there, and your hair's all screwed up. Oh, yeah, you're hardcore. Look at you. You're wearing boots, and you got your rockabilly guys. Now you're extra cool. You like stuff with flames painted on it, don't you? Paint the flames on the car, paint the flames on your arm, paint the flames on the guitar. What is it with the rockabilly guys and the flames all the time? Listen, you idiots, grow up. All of you. Drop it, would you?
Does that mean I should take off my...
Nah, you can wear that hat. You're a big actor.
Anything for actors, though? As long as David's here, want to work on him a little bit?
No, just as long as they don't wear like the comedy and tragedy face painted on each side of them, I'm all right with that. You go travel around, you find the NASCAR guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They got like Terry Labonte's fender strapped to their ass. They're wearing the jerseys. They got the hats. All right. The pit crew guy doesn't wear as much crap as you've got on going through the airport. Knock it off, everybody. Take care of your kids and stop. It's not Halloween. You're adults. Make some money and take care of your goddamn family.
Oh, yeah. Everybody now.
Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
the Loveline. Drew, come on. Start the show now. David Arquette is our guest. The Rocky Horror Show is his newest project. This is a live version, by the way. And he's going to be doing it every Wednesday through Sunday. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Right. He plays Frankenfurter. Come see him in his underpants through April.
That's right.
Yes, down at the fabulous Tiffany Theater, which is right in the heart of the Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
It's right where it's all going on there. Right where you can't park. Drew, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All righty. Eric.
Yeah.
Hey, you're 26.
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
My wife and I have been separated 3.5 months now. She went to Virginia, and part of the reason why we're separated is because I was very controlling and physically abusive.
Okay.
And that's not the person that I want to be, and that's who I have been. And I just want to know, some things I can do to change that.
Have you abused other people than your wife?
The same way once in the previous relationship to that.
Physical abuse.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
How about any sexual?
No.
Stuff.
Yeah. Sprinkling, maybe.
What have you done?
What's that?
What else have you done?
I don't know what you're asking.
I don't know. I just got a feeling.
Drew got Mike, were you potting him up and potting him down because his line's bad, or was something wrong with my mic, or what's going on? No, that's better. Yeah, I fixed it. Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
So, nothing but physical abuse. You've never had any bouts of sexual abuse?
No, I've never sexually abused anyone.
Has anybody sexually abused you?
I think so. I don't remember it real well.
Thank you, sweet spirit.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, Drew had that feeling.
Yeah, it was when I was in the 1st grade, so I don't remember it too well.
You've never had touched other children or anything like that yourself?
No.
Drew ain't buying it for some reason. But the point is there's sexual abuse.
Strong feeling about it.
Drew's spidey sense is tingling.
Uh-huh.
So.
It's really his left nut is going back up into where his ovaries used to be.
Well, Eric, get help. I mean, what can we say? You want help? Get it. There's a lot here. A lot here. A lot of rage, a lot of survival of abuse issues, a lot of stuff.
But
go see a therapist.
But don't spend all your time trying to talk your wife out of whatever she's feeling.
Oh, no, she's done the right thing.
No,
yeah.
She's the reason that you're considering getting help right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If she didn't do anything, 30 years go by and you'd still be who you were. All right, so you had some problems in the past. You're 26, you're young, you understand you have some insight now. So start on that journey.
It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of time, but just go do it. I mean, it's the way you're going to find the way out of all this.
Right. There's no quick fix. There's no magic answer.
Man, I just got the strong vibe the moment he started talking.
Yeah? You're looking for a babysitter? Well,
but that's interesting. If I can vibe it out just in a few seconds, certainly people who seek out those kinds of people can vibe it out too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You mean what Drew's saying, David, is this guy was the victim of some sexual abuse when he was a kid.
And I'm willing to bet
that
he did some stuff to somebody.
Would you shut up and let me finish before I abuse you over there in a non-sexual way? That is going to quickly turn sexual halfway into it when I get an erection.
God.
Oh, yeah. You too, David. Hey, quiet down. Take that hat right off. So what I'm saying is he was sexually abused, and most of the people we talk to, or a lot of the guys we talk to that were sexually abused end up doing a little abusing sexually. The women that were sexually abused become victims for guys who want to sexually abuse. So Drew got the sexual abuse thing, and it turned out that the guy was sexually abused, but says he wasn't doing any abuse later on in life, and I think that wasn't quite gelling with what Drew was feeling.
Right.
Although that's what he said, and we'll take his word for it, and we'll hope that that's the truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's interesting that if I can sort of sense it out in a few seconds of talking to him, we know that the victims out there seek out these victimizers.
Right.
There it is.
Right. Yeah, you can feel it pouring out of it.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
Hello. I was wondering, not little, but she's 16. My sister She saves her sanitary products after they're used under the sink, and I don't know, that's not normal, and she doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. And every time I tell my mom about it, she gets mad at me.
What do you mean she saves them?
I don't know. She just, she won't throw them away or wrap them up or anything. She'll just put them under the sink or put them in her closet or something.
I mean, she has, a Lucky tampon?
No, all of them from, the whole... I don't know.
Keeps them cataloged and numbered?
Well, I got one hanging from my rear view, but I don't think that's fanatical. I mean, that's just one.
Is it used?
And that's just used. That's mostly it's an air freshener. So I fart pretty good in there.
No, there's a lot of them under there, and our friends come over and find them, and they're.
They find what we call on Loveline soiled.
Yeah.
Tampons and pads,
no,
or
just pads. She doesn't use tampons.
Oh.
And does she attempt to throw them or dispose of them any other way?
Only when someone says something to her. If I tell my mom, and my mom goes and tells her,
Why don't you talk to your sister?
Well, she just all she does is yell at us and tell us to go away. And
your sister does?
Yeah, she always does.
How old is she?
She's 16. My older brother and me, we get along, but she's just always. Every time I go in her room or anything, she just starts yelling. And
anything wrong with her?
I don't know.
I'm thinking maybe, yeah, right?
Yeah. So
hey, Jennifer, do you got another appliance or another small animal you could move into the room? I'm really getting bored with just the sound of the two. What's going on?
The chihuahua and the mixer?
What's going on in the background there? What do you working at something like a donut shop or something?
My brother's messing with the computer, but it's not making noise that you can hear, I don't think.
Oh, there goes the chihuahua again.
Oh, my dog? He's in the backyard.
What's that woo sound?
I don't know.
Wait, no, hold on. Let's just be quiet.
Okay.
Sounds like a jet taxiing for takeoff.
Maybe I'm sitting too close to the computer.
Can you hear it where you are?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, well, move away from whatever it is.
Okay, I'm away.
It's gone.
Hello? Can you hear it still?
It's much better. No.
Okay.
I think the whole family has problems. Hey, yeah, Jennifer, this is bizarre behavior. Unless there's some sort of health class experiment that she's not letting you in on. This is bizarre.
And I wonder if your mom's protecting her.
I don't know.
For some reason that they know something is wrong with her and they don't want you really involved with it or thinking
no idea. That's
negatively of her. Or your mom is just
over there.
Yeah, or your mom is just incapable of dealing with you guys as you grow up as separate people and is unwilling to have a direct person-to-person discussion with her about her sexual maturation.
Saving things is always a weird trait.
Oh, yeah.
It usually comes later in life.
Yes.
Don't ever go down that road, David, where you save junk. When I used to do this earthquake rehab work, I was just telling this the other day, I went into this guy's apartment unit. All these guys lived in these single units. They smelled. They were in downtown L.A. I had to go in there and work. This guy had about 7,000 panels from milk cartons cut out with all the missing kids piled up to the ceiling.
To the ceiling?
To the ceiling. You know, when you don't leave the house, you drink a lot of milk. You know what I mean? I don't know if you thought about this, True, but you know when you're on the road a lot, you never drink milk.
Right.
You do all your milk consumption at home. And when you never leave and you're old and you like milk, you go through 4 gallons a week. And this guy kept cutting these panels out with the missing kids on the side of them, and he had them stacked all the way up to the ceiling.
Oof.
Isn't that a little eerie?
Could be one of your characters in the upcoming film.
Hey, work that in.
Do you have any milk?
That's good.
Did you see that one? That's a good one. I'm going to save it.
Yeah, well, you never know when you're going to run across the kid. Like when you're out buying more milk.
Sure, you got to
The kid may
memorize.
go into the liquor store. You may be on like a Snickers run while you're buying milk. Oh, all right. Talk to Mom. I don't know what's going on, but I'd really like to call the authorities in on this one because there's something going on in that house.
Yep.
And maybe, I mean, could the daughter have had some horrible done to her and she's spun out about her vagina or something?
She may have a biological problem. People with obsessive compulsive disorders, schizophrenics.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff they do. I had a... Oh, man.
What? Tell it.
I had a schizophrenic that would... take his stool, roll it up in little balls, and save it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then smoke it?
And then one day I had him in a medical hospital.
Well, how do you take that stool and roll it up into a little
I
ball?
didn't really ask, but he one day when I'm in a medical facility, he, you know how they have the wall units that you open up outside the room? He stocked that for us one day.
Oh, really? You mean like when a guy's in the padded room?
No, not padded room. No. This is a regular old hospital. We have these things outside the room where the charts are, and you pull down. You that little desk there. And,
right.
Yeah.
So he filled that with feces. It's a nice.
Balled up.
Oh yes.
And it ranged from largest to smallest.
Yeah. During Christmas time, he rolls them in jimmies. So they really have a festive look to them. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. I actually did that with my belly rags for a while until I filled up a couple of football stadiums and I had to just move. I realized at that point I'm spending thousands in storage space each month.
You're actually delighted by this story. It's like turns you on.
Yeah, I topped off the Rose Bowl and that was it. All right, David Arquette is, he's been nice enough.
He's been trying to leave for 40 minutes, this poor guy.
No, actually, it's been an hour and 40 minutes.
I really enjoy coming by this show. You guys are great.
Oh, thanks.
You have a lot of help, except for that last call. Now I think
But just think of all the material David has to draw upon now when he goes to create these new characters.
The Rocky Horror Show is the name of David's latest project. It's at the Tiffany Theater, Wednesday through Sunday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Go out and see it before David leaves, because come April he's off. And, I don't know, honeymoon or another movie, I don't know what, but he ain't going to be there after April, so go check it out. David, good seeing you as usual.
Thanks, Adam.
Always a fun time, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll be back.
On 92.1 KFMA.
Hi, this is Nev Campbell, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you is, y'all. Uh-huh. All right. David Arquette is gone. Always good to see David again. Nice guy, and he's one of those guys we've kept up with over the years. Brian.
Hello?
You're 15.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Oh, where to start, I guess. For about 2 years, I've had, like, this little problem with heroin and everything.
Since you were 13?
Yeah.
That's not a little problem.
Yeah. And really, like...
Do you live on the streets? You live at home?
At home.
Does anybody know?
Not really, like...
Wow. You smoke it?
Huh?
You smoke it?
No.
You shoot it now?
Yeah.
How long did you smoke it before you shot it?
Actually, I never did.
You went right to the needle.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
13, right at the needle, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you start with heroin?
Yeah.
You used no drugs before heroin?
No.
Who got you started?
Huh?
Who got you started?
A friend.
Oh, that's a good guy.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. Actually, the reason I called is because, I've been, like, looking back on it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And all the stuff I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do something about it, so...
I feel the same way about last weekend in Miami.
You're going to need to be hospitalized, Brian, if there's going to be any probability that it's going to stop. That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
I personally will not do outpatient detoxes for heroin addicts.
Because they go off.
It never works. It never works.
How long do you need to be hospitalized?
At least 2 weeks. At least. And it's a 15-year-old that is into this kind of stuff usually needs a few months of very, very structured living. Because there's something else going on here.
You didn't just stumble on heroin at 13?
No.
What else is going on, Brian?
Like, what do you mean, like?
Well, in the family.
Well, like, there's, like, some kind of, like, pressure between me and my mom right now, but...
How about when you were 13? What was going on?
Everything was kind of, like, normal until I got into, like, 7th grade, and then... everything, because I was like a normal, typical A student and like everywhere through elementary school, and then I like hit 7th grade and everything, all the peer pressure and everything.
No, something.
The peer pressure and everything.
Yeah, something else going on, Brian. And you may not be in touch with whatever it is, but something more going on here.
Yeah, what are you talking about, peer pressure?
Well, it's like, how do you explain it? It's like, you're like going through school and like a whole lot changes like throughout.
Yeah, all right. Everybody does that. You get a zit, your voice changes.
Yeah.
a couple older kids around, and we don't start chasing the dragon because we got into the 7th grade. There's got to be something else going on, but be that as it may. How often do you do heroin every day?
Like every other day.
Where do you get the money for it?
Like from my parents and stuff.
You steal it from them?
Yeah.
What do you steal? You steal their money?
Heroin's pretty cheap these days. That's $20 every couple of days, probably.
Yeah. Oh, listen, my kids could steal me blind. I don't have any, but if they did, I'd never know it. They go into my wallet and take $40 out every day. All I'd do is think I spaced out and bought something. Yeah, you should live with me, Brian. You really keep that heroin going.
Yeah. Well, Brian, this is serious stuff.
I'm kind of worried, though.
For God's sakes, don't get on methadone. That will be such a road you'll be on then. Just go fess up to what's going on. Go get treatment.
All right.
And live again. Your probability of dying from heroin addiction is very high. Very high.
Oh, and David Arquette and all that. My brother's got this friend. I swear it looks like a mirror image of him.
All right.
Looks identical.
Next time we see David, we're going to bring that up to him. I'm sure he'll be blown away. Brian, don't worry about that. You got to fess up to your folks. You got to get into some sort of rehab setting. Okay?
Has to.
He has to. I mean, 2 years. But, hey, Drew, even though, okay, let me ask you this. 2 years from 13 to 15 on heroin. Is that different than 2 years between 20 and 22?
Yes.
And it's better, right?
In some ways.
So, I mean, he has a better shot at kicking it, doesn't he?
No, actually not.
No. Right.
It's easier to kick. The young adolescents, strangely...
Didn't I just say that?
They kick, but they don't stay off. Young adolescents have a phenomenally reduced withdrawal syndrome. I've seen a lot of these young kids come in on alcohol and heroin, and they have almost no withdrawal. They get off, boom, no problem. But they don't stay off. First of all, they don't pay the consequence of the withdrawal, so they don't really see the need to stay off. Right. And they're busy rebelling. They don't listen to adults. They don't know how to.
There's a reason they got
capacity to connect. And when you've been intoxicated from the age of 13 to 15, you completely miss some important development.
Oh, you realize how much Speed Racer I would have missed?
Yeah, imagine that. And ceramics. Oh,
ceramics.
The coil pod.
Oh, the life I led between 13 and 15. Yes, I would have missed my friends who had dates. I would have missed, certainly ceramics, slab pot, coil pot.
Oh, they would have happened. Never would have happened.
Raikou. That's when you fire the pot out in the leaves like the Indians did. There's a sort of a burnt texture to it. I would have missed all of that, Drew. Yeah. Sarah.
Yes.
You're 20.
Yes.
What's going on?
Can't believe I'm finally on. Okay.
Uh-oh.
It started when I was about 18. I started getting a hair here and there on my neck and stuff like that. I didn't really think about anything about it. I would just pluck it out,
Right.
And then as as the months went by or whatever, it started becoming more and more and more. And by the time I was 19, it was too much to pluck out. And I was really worried about it. And I went to the doctor, and he checked me and took some blood to see if I had too much testosterone. And it came back, and I didn't. And now it just seems like there's more. It's like all along my jawline, on my neck, on my chin. And I've started shaving it because there's nothing else I can do. And now I'm getting all this acne.
Yeah.
The acne.
I've never had acne, and I'm getting it all along.
The acne, though, is just the sign of the excess androgens, the male hormones that's causing the hair and causing the.
Oh, really? Guys get more zits than chicks?
Yeah.
Because of that?
Yeah. And
finally, an excuse.
And Sarah, this sounds like something significant is going on here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm starting to get a few hairs, like a little patch, like on my chest.
Right. Okay.
Also,
there's nothing in your family. This is not a common distribution.
Well, you see, my grandmother started getting hair there. She shaves, but that wasn't until she was about 45. And my mom, she's 39 now, and she started having hair on her neck when she was about...
All right, so there's some familial pattern to this.
Yeah, but not as young as I am, not 20 years old.
Do you have very irregular periods?
Yeah.
Okay, there's something called the Stein-Leventhal syndrome or the polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's rather common, and it is probably the most common cause of this sort of syndrome. Very important you see a gynecologist and have it checked into. The other possibilities include something called congenital adrenal hyperplasia. not so uncommon. Testosterone-producing tumors that may not have been detected in routine screenings. So there's still a lot that needs to be done here. And there's treatment for this. I mean, now there's the flash, laser removal procedure. That
Just talking to Dr. Marcel about that tonight.
You going to do it?
Yeah, he's going to do it. He wanted to do it this weekend, but we're going out of town.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what, Drew?
Huh.
As I was thinking about this on the plane when I was drunk. Can't even remember which plane it was, But here's the deal.
Yeah.
Again, I've proved to be smarter than the so-called specialists. I've had this neck rash forever. And I've talked to a couple dermatologists about it. The first one who suggested I grow a beard. Thanks, jackass. The next one has said, you can rub, take your razor and soak it in alcohol. I don't know what it is with dermatologists. They don't seem to know what's going on. They got a lot of ideas about what to do, and they seem to be able to handle the big stuff okay, but the little stuff, they don't have a clue.
Well, that's right. We are not trained in cosmetic or symptomatology. We're trained in medical problems. If it's not a medical issue, it's not. You have to.
All right, but a dermatologist at least could get closer. All right, listen, you know what I do now? And I don't know if you've noticed, but the neck rash has not been prevalent for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, what do you do?
I take this apricot scrub. The stuff that's like got the apricot pits ground up into it.
Yeah.
It's like sandpaper.
Oh, yeah.
And I put on a wash rag, and I scrub that area real good, and what it does is it exfoliates.
Yeah.
And what that does is all the hair that gets like ingrown and kind of buried underneath it scrapes the skin off, and it just opens it up. It pulls it out. It's like the skin was just starting to grow over the hair.
Yeah.
I scrub it real good, and it pops out, and then I shave. It's no problem. So I've been doing that now. And I talked to like 5 different makeup women, and they always got... Makeup women don't know anything either. You've never seen... I swear to God, the hair people, the makeup people... no one knows less about any of this stuff. I can't figure that out. In every job, when I was a carpenter, I knew infinitely more about woodworking than anybody I worked with or worked for. I would, if I went to someone's house, there's no way they would know about putting in a deadbolt or swinging a door. No way they knew more than I did. Why is it when I talk to the hair person about hair, I seem to know more than they do?
Well, I had a classic makeup.
And they make twice as much as I did.
I had a classic skin thing where the woman's going, oh, yes, you've got to use this product and this product. And she goes, I had terrible acne, and I use this product, and this one's this $100 product, this product. And I go, really? And she goes, oh, yeah, I use this and this and this. And I still had horrible acne. And I go, really? Well, it looks so great right now. Well, then I got in the Accutane. Okay, but then you use the...
Yeah.
I mean, all right, come on.
Okay, please. Everybody, I beg you, learn whatever it is your job is, learn it. Stop wasting my time. I will take a break.
Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. We'll be right back. Green Valley, Tucson.
I'll sell them to you, Ann, if you want. That's cool, right, Drew? All right, hey, it's the Loveline. That's about it for tonight. I want to thank David Arquette for coming in here and do something we rarely do, which is the post-guest plug, which is Rocky Horror Show. That's at the Tiffany Theater, Wednesday through Sunday. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday on the fabulous Sunset Strip. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.
And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle. Now, please listen to this station.